Hello student, welcome back to this session of financial planning. As of now, we have finished practice set 4.1. We also understood the GST chain and input tax credit details in the last video. If you have not gone through the video, description has all the links. Please go through it to understand all the details. Okay. So in this particular session, we are going to cover practice set 4.2, all the questions related to GST chain and input tax credit. If you have any doubt in between, please comment and just hit the like button and subscribe if you are new to this channel and if you like this video. Let's proceed with the question of practice set 4.2. Okay, out of that, first question: Chetna stores paid a total GST 1,500,000 at the time of purchase. At the time of purchase, so what is this 1,500,000 at the time of purchase? As in, this will be input because you are paying at the time of purchase, and collected GST 1,22,500 at the time of sale. So Chetna store bought any product by paying 1,500,000 GST. So this will become an input, and Chetna stores collected 1,22,500 GST at the time of selling that particular product to the customer, and this will become a output. Okay. So during 1st July 2017 to 31st July 2017, find the GST payable by Chetna store. Now, how much more GST Chetna store have to pay? Initially, they've already paid 1,500,000. Now, how much more they have to pay? The difference between output and input. Okay, that is what the input tax credit. Let's solve it. So GST payable is equal to output GST minus input GST. Why output GST? Because he must be collecting more, right, including his input. So output GST in this case 1,22,500 minus input GST 1,500,000, and if you subtract, you will get 22,000, and 22,000 rupees he cannot keep with himself. He have to pay that much rupees to the GST body, otherwise you have to pay penalty. So GST payable is how much? 22,000 rupees you have to pay. Okay, that is how much Chetna have to pay. It's very easy if you understand the concepts. Let's proceed to the next question. So Nazama is a proprietor of a firm registered under GST. She has paid GST of rupees 12,500 on purchase. So again, this is on purchase. So what will be this one? Input GST. Immediately you can write. So okay, so input GST is 12,500. Similarly, there should be a output GST also, and collected 14,750 on sale. So this will become a output GST. So what is the amount of ITC to be claimed? Again, ITC to be claimed as in the GST payable that he have to pay. How you can get the ITC? Let's see. So ITC, that is input tax credit, is nothing but your output. So output is how much? 14,750 minus input, that is 12,500, and if you subtract, you will get 2,250, and this will be a input tax credit, or you can say ITC. ITC 2250 here have to claim, and this is nothing but a GST payable. So GST payable is how much? 2250 you have to pay to the GST body. It's very easy and straightforward. Let's move to the next question. Question number 3. Amir Enterprise purchased chocolate sauce bottles and paid GST of 3,800. Okay, so again, your input is how much? 3,800. Okay, and he sold those bottles to Akbari's Bros and collected GST of 4,100. He sold to whom? Akbari Bros, and collected GST 4,100. Okay, so 4,100. Now Mayank Food Corner purchased this bottle from Akbari Boss and paid GST 4,500. So there is another chain. Who is that? Mayank. So Mayank paid 4,500. Okay, so there is a chain. If you see, right, 3,800 Amir Enterprises initially paid GST. Now Akbar Bros, he paid GST 4,100 to Amir, and Mayank paid GST 4,500 to Akbar. So this is chain. Okay, So what you have to do? Find the amount of GST payable at every stage of trading and hence find the GST payable. So initially when Amir paid 3800 and then he collected 4100, so total difference is how much? 300. So 300 is GST payable in this case to the GST body. And who will pay? Definitely who is collecting more. So Akbari Bros, in this case 100 rupees GST will be payable. Similar from here and here, 4100 rupees Mayank paid, but he collected 4500. So from Akbari Bros to Mayank, there's a difference of 400. So GST payable 300 at this place, 400 at this place. Okay, this is GST payable, and hence they're asking to find the CGST and SGST. CG and SGST, we know that it's a half of GST. So 150 over here, 150 over here, and here 200 and 200. Try to understand the logic. Framing the solution, you can do it later. That's not a big deal, but you need to understand the logic. Logic over here. First, Amir Enterprises pays some amount and sold to Akbari's sons. Okay, and initially he paid GST 3800, Akbari's son paid 4100, and difference 300 become an input tax credit, and 300 is a GST payable. Out of 300, 150 is CGST and 150 is SGST. Similar here also, from 1400 Mayank paid 4100 and collected 4500, difference is 400, this is GST payable, and 200 each CGST and SGST. This is the logic. Your answer will be this one only. Okay, try to understand the logic. Framing thing, you are smart, you can do it. Now move to the next question. Question number 4. Malik Gas Agency, Chandigarh Union Territory. Here there is a new logic, UTGST. For Union Territory, we have UTGST. We don't have SGST because it's not a state, it's a Union Territory. So instead of SGST, they have to pay UTGST and CGST. Okay, so you have to careful on this. So here, what is the question? Purchase some gas cylinder. Who purchased some gas cylinder? Malik Gas Agency for industrial use for 24,500. So this is the price of the gas cylinder. This is not the GST. Try to understand. And sold them to the local consumer for 26,500. Find GST to be paid at the rate of 5% and hence CGST and UTGST. So again, try to understand the logic. So here, initially, Malik Gas Agency paid how much? 24,500. So we know that the moment he paid 24,500, this include a GST as well. So he paid GST whatever applicable. So that GST will be paid by the seller. But now how much GST Malik Gas Agency have to pay, that we need to calculate. Okay, the Malik Gas Agency sold that particular gas to the customer for 26,500. So total difference, right, out of 26,500 and 24,500 is how much? 2,000 rupees. And 5% of 2,000 is how much? 100 rupees. Okay, that much GST Malik Gas Agency have to pay to the government. And we know that CGST, now here in this case UTGST is equal to half of GST, so that is 100 divided by 2, so 50 each. So you have to pay CGST 50 rupees and UTGST 50 rupees. There is another way to calculate the same thing, right? Now here we found the differences and calculate 5% of it. Similarly, you can calculate 5% of 26,500, that will be 1325, and 5% of 24,500, 1225. Again, you have to find the difference. Same thing, 100 rupees will come. Either you can do it this way, either you can do this way. So both ways applicable and you will get the same answer. Okay, I hope you have no doubts and you can solve the same question with another way also. Let's move to the next question. Beauty products paid 18% GST on cosmetics worth rupees 6,000 and sold to the customer for rupees 10,000. What are amount of CGST and SGST shown in the tax invoice issued? Now there is a twist in this question, so it's very tricky. So what is the trickiness in this question? Beauty products paid rupees 18% GST on cosmetic worth rupees 6,000. So the moment they bought this with 6,000, they paid 18% GST and sold same product with 10,000 rupees and collected 18% GST from customer. And from customer, how much GST they have calculated? So total GST they collected 10,000. 18% of 10,000 is 1,800 rupees. This much they've collected from customer. Okay, but how much they have to pay GST to the government? That will be difference between 6,000 and 10,000, right? But here the question says that what are the amount of CGST and SGST shown in the tax invoice? In the tax invoice, CGST and SGST will be shown on the total amount, not how much he have to pay, because he already paid some GST when he purchased with 6,000 rupees, right? Now you have to pay back the input tax to the government. But here in the tax invoice, you have to present everything, total GST. So in total GST, in tax invoice, you have to furnish as 1800. Therefore, CGST equal to SGST, you have to show as 900 each. Okay, divide by 2, you know that. So in tax invoice, you cannot skip, you cannot just show the GST payable by him. No, you have to prove everything, total GST on the product. That is the trick on this question. And if you go ahead and calculate how much GST he have to pay, that is a different case rather than how much GST you have to show in a tax invoice. I hope you understood. Little tricky. Let's move to the next question. Next question here, it says prepare a business to consumer tax invoice using given information. Write the number of suppliers, write the name of suppliers, address, state, date, invoice, GST, etc. as per your choice. In this you can use your choice, invoice, date, everything, but you have to show the particulars of mobile, battery, rate and everything. Okay, that you have to show in the invoice. The rest of all other information you can furnish by yourself. So let me show you how this calculation can be inputted in tabular format. Rest you can write by yourself. If not, I'll definitely help you out. Let's see that how you can do. So particular in this case, serial number 1, let's say how you can add this. So the first HSN code is given 8507. So 8507. Items, rates, mobile battery. Item is what? Mobile battery. Rate 200. Quantity 1 piece. Taxable amount, that is quantity into rate, so 200. CGST and SGST. So here it's given 12% GST. So CGST will be 6% of 200. So that is how much? So CGST will be 6%. Similarly, SGST will be also 6%. So 12 rupees and 12 rupees. And total GST, total amount, how much he have to pay? 200 plus 12 plus 12. So 224 rupees. Similarly, for second item, how much, what is the HSN code here in this case? 8518. And the item, headphone, rate 750. Quantity again 1. Taxable amounts, rate into quantity 750. GST here 9%. Why 9%? 18% is given GST. CGST is 9 and SGST is also 9. So 9% of 750, 67.5. Similarly here 67.5. Total amount you have to pay 885. Okay, so total you can add here in down 549,820,1109 is the total. This tabular format is important for this. And the format, what next you have to write? You have to write the invoice details like the address, everything you can write here in top, for whom you are creating it. So later you can add invoice number, whatever you want you can add, for example 50. Mobile number you can add, but you have to take care of GSTIN number. So while adding GSTIN number, I have already given the logic, how many long it should be, 15 digit. It should include the PAN card number plus country plus state code plus the confirmation. For example, you can write 27. Let's say whatever the PAN card, 1 2 3 4 5 and PGH 8-digit PAN card number or 10-digit PAN card number, and the remaining 4-digit, total 15 digit it should be. You have to take care. Okay, I hope you understood, and you can write by yourself. If you need the complete solution as it is, how it look like, definitely you comment me, definitely I'll provide you. Now move to the next question. Similar to question number 6. Prepare a business to business tax invoice as per the below detail given. Supplier name, recipients, everything you can choose as per you. You can choose as per you, and you can write it down. I'll write all the information regarding this particular tabular format. So serial number 1, your HSN code is how much? 3924. Items pencil box, rate of this pencil box is 20, and the quantity now here is 100. Your taxable amount will be 100 into 20, 2000 rupees. Your CGST, so GST is 12%, CGST is 6, SGST is 6. So 6% of 2000 is 120 and 120. The total amount you have to pay 1000 plus 120 plus 120, so it will become 2240. Similar second case, HSN is how much? 9503. Item is puzzles box or jigsaw puzzle box, rate 100 and quantity 50, so 5000. Same thing, 6% of 5000 is how much? 300. 6% of 5000, 300. Now you have to pay 5600. This is how we can solve it if you know the logics of the GST and CGST, UTGST and SGST, everything. And this way we have finished this practice set 4.2. If anyone has any doubts or need detailed logics or exact copy paste the solution, let me know in comment section. Okay, till then, do one thing. If you like this video, please share and subscribe and share to your friend also. We'll see in the next video with more logics, more knowledge. Till then, keep learning.